with Design It with Tammy Gibbs. And I'm so excited you've decided to join me on this tutorial. I am very excited. Artistly has made some changes to the version 4 that we have been asking for, at least my group has been asking for a long time. We're finally beginning to see some of those things implemented. I understand why it has taken them a little bit longer to implement because they had this new version 4 that was going to change up the platform. And if they had done it with version 3, then it may have made things more complicated or they would have had to have redone them. So all things begin to make sense now. But we have been asking for some structure in how we can manage and organize our images. And this update that they have done to the version 4 is awesome. I'm going to show you how you can best use a couple of the features. And then I'm also going to show you something that I discovered. Now, I will be the first to admit that I use Artistly a lot. Most people that have watched any of my videos know that I purchased it back in fall of 23 on their launch date. So from the very beginning, I have seen all of the improvements and all of the changes that have come along with each version. And I will be the first to admit that I don't use everything. I make clip art, I do invitations, digital products, that sort of thing. And then of course, I try to teach other people how to do that and use the program as well as Canva and some other different things. Whatever I think is good, you're going to see me making videos on it. But anyway, so I'm gradually exploring some of the other features that maybe I don't have the need to use very often. But I was doing a clip art pack about a week ago, and it had some features in the clip art that I needed to do a little work with. And so I did explore one of the features that came aboard in the version 4 that I had not really had a chance to use. So I'm going to show you how to use that too. So grab a cup of coffee or cocoa or whatever your beverage favorite is, and let's jump into this so it won't be such a long video. But thanks for watching, and if you haven't already, subscribe so you'll get notifications for all my new videos, and be sure and check the description box because I have lots of links to all the cool things that I use. There's a link if you haven't used Artistly to actually purchase through my affiliate link. That helps me keep good quality content going. It kind of helps me out a little bit, and it doesn't cost you any extra to support me. So anyway, let's get started. So we're on the main screen here for Artistly. We're going to do create design, and then we're going to go into the fast designer. Now, this feature is in the fast version. So what we're going to do is we're going to do customize settings so we can slide down here, and you're going to be, I'm going to show it to you first. Okay. One of the things that has made it so difficult is when you get on a roll and you're creating content or creating your images, they all go, especially when you're in the version that I'm in, the top version that has, or the top edition, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, the one where you can do 4 images at a time. And so when you're doing 4 at a time and you have to go in and you have to make those private, well, they're working on that, I think. They have their reasons why they make you go in and do it. Obviously, they want to populate the community feed, but we have to be quick on it. But this does take one step that I found I didn't do that much, and then I had to scroll back down when I really wanted to use the images or find a prompt because I didn't take the time initially to put it in a folder where I could find it easier. So folders have been an issue from the beginning for me because I just do such a volume of images. But anyway, so now they have moved the select folder. Now you can still do it the old way. If you did it that way. But now there's a select folder. So you actually can select your folder prior to starting your prompt. So you could you could do like I did, and before you even put your prompt in, you can choose a folder for it to go into. I'm just going to do the jars because it's not going to be jars, but I'm just going to do it like that. I'm going to select the 4. Now I'm doing this backwards just so I could show you where it was at. So, and then I'm just going to go up here and type um, something real simple. Now, this is not one of my great prompts or anything. It's just, we'll just do a single red balloon on a string or on a ribbon. Okay. Just something simple, just so I can show you how it works. Okay. So I didn't put that it was watercolor. I'll just do watercolor here. Now, I could select watercolor over here. It gives you a little bit different look, but there's a couple of different places. I have found that if you select this watercolor, it gives you a vibrant watercolor. If you select watercolor down here, um, it gives you a different look. So experiment with your watercolors if you want to do that. Okay. So now we've got it where it's going to go in the jars folder. So we're going to generate the image. It's going to come up with 4. And I'm still going to have to make them private, but if it works the way it's supposed to and the way it has been working, I won't have to go back in and select. Oh, okay, those are kind of cute. We're going to make it private, but as you notice, it's already in the jars folder, which is great when you're already on a roll. If you're regenerating from that one prompt, the default is going to be, and I'm going to show you that too. Just let me make these private. So we go back in and make them private. One more. Okay. So now we're going to regenerate again, and I'm going to show you if it works the way it's supposed to be. When you go to make your second row of 4, however many, and you click regenerate, you'll notice that it is already pre-selected the same prompt that you were doing. So basically, you're going to be creating now inside that folder. So that means you don't have to go back and change what folder it's in from each generation of 4 or 1 or however many that you generate at a time. So we do it again. We're just going to do 1 quantity this time. And when it pops up, we should make it private, but it should still be in the jars. Make it private, but it's still in the jars folder. That takes a huge step out for us. So it allows us to actually create within folders instead of having it just populate into our personal images folder. And it is so, so hard, y'all. It is so hard once I've got literally thousands and thousands of images in that personal file that it's just almost impossible to ever go back to some of those earlier ones, which I would love to do now that they also have the number 2 improvement, which is the bulk download that we've been asking for. We've had this bulk remove. It was one of the first little tweaks that they did earlier on in one of the other versions. And that's been very helpful as well, because if you want to delete several at a time. What I will tell you is that when you go to bulk download, it will only allow you to do 15 at a time. So my recommendation would be, if you're making a pack and you're do 15 and then go ahead and download those. You're really going to if you're doing 4 at a time, you're going to end up with 16. And that's fine, because then you can just download that one and then start on the next row, up. So, and then do another 15. That's going to make it easier than actually trying to do it like I did, where I did a whole bunch of images and then realized that there was a limit of 15 at a time. And what it'll do is it will put those in a zip folder. I recommend that you go in immediately with that zip folder and name it so that you don't have tons of artistly. They have started tagging now. So now your images are kind of like when you create them on Dolly, and it comes out and your image has that little tag that says it was created with Dolly, and then it has a number behind it. So now it has artistly. So at least you can tell that those images were created with artistly if you're trying to differentiate them when you're working with them. Okay, so anyway, so that's your bulk download, which is awesome. Thank you, Yash, and all of the developers, Paul Pana, Sid, all of you for listening to me and my group and all the other folks that use your product. Just a little shout out there. Um, Thank you for listening to us and making it easier for us to work with your product to do what we do. Um, we really appreciate it. And I know that there are other things that y'all have already told us are coming, and we're so excited about that. So let's work together to continue to have a great product with Artistly. Now, having said that, this week I worked with someone that has been doing prompts for a long, long time that purchased Artistly, and they were not as impressed with it because they already have their prompts developed for different platforms. And Artistly is a little different. When you pull in a prompt that was created specifically for Midjourney or for, well, there's several others, but if it was created and works really, really well, you're probably going to have to tweak that inside Artistly because it's a different platform. And the reason I get good product out of Artistly is because I've put in so many hours to tweaking and figuring out how to speak to Artistly to get it to deliver what I want it to deliver. And so just keep in mind and keep an open mind that when you come in and you put that prompt in and everything, it may take you a week or two to kind of get used to it. But at that level of knowledge that you have about prompting, you should be able to pick it up pretty quickly. Having said that, it's not going to be the right platform for everyone, but it's working for a lot of us. And, sometimes we want a little simpler, and maybe we don't want to have this particular version does take a much more detailed prompt than what earlier versions they worked on very simple concepts. And this one is a little bit different, which means all of us who were using it prior had a little bit of difficulty and kind of had to relearn some things, which really in the end ended up making our product a little bit better or gave us a larger range of types of art that we can do. But we have to dig a little deeper. But isn't that kind of the neat thing about doing art with AI? I think I've mentioned before that I consider myself an AI artist, which means that just like other artists who use a paintbrush, I'm using words and I'm using AI as my paintbrush, basically. And I know a lot of people don't agree with that, but there's a lot to be said for it because just the proof that many people struggle with prompts, i- that's in and of itself something that tells you that just everybody can't do it right off the bat, that there is some knowledge and education and um, effort that has to go into it to get truly unique art or art that is really good and can compete in the marketplace. So I'm learning that my preconceived notions about using AI for art were that basically this machine is basically just doing everything. And the reality is that it's only going to do what you tell it to do right now. And you're training it at, with every image that you do, you're training it to understand what you want better. So just keep at it and learn to develop your own styles. For those of you who are maybe just watching this for the first time and found my channel, I have put out a book. It's over 400 pages, but it's called the AI Artist Playbook, Mastering AI Art, clip art, and design. And it has just been doing awesome. Thank you all so much if you've already purchased that book. It has been an amazing experience to listen to all of the wonderful reviews, the 5-star reviews that have come in on Etsy for the playbook and inside my group. And if you're not in my group, make sure that you go and join. Link to that will be in the description as well. And we'd love to have you. and it doesn't really matter. I mean, a lot of us do use Artistly, but you're welcome whatever you use. And let me make this statement about the playbook. The playbook was not written exclusively for Artistly. The techniques can be applied to any AI platform that you are currently using or may use, because I know a lot of the people in my group use Artistly, but they also use other platforms to get different looks. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's like having a different um, paintbrush in your, in your toolkit for being an artist. So there's nothing wrong with that. But anyway, just like I said, the link to the group is down there. But a lot of the people inside my group, just looking at the transformations that are coming in with what their art looked like before the playbook and what it looks like now, and how it has opened their eyes and their minds to be more creative and to try different things is so exciting to me. Y'all have no idea how exciting it is to realize that something you've compiled and put together is being used in such a way that has made a difference. And I'm so excited about that. But anyway, let's get back to digging into Artistly. And the next step is going to be over in the advanced. I haven't done a lot of videos on advanced. I'm going to be doing some more because I've had a request for that. But I do want to show you something really, really super cool, and something that I think that Artistly did very well, that can come in really, really handy. Okay, so we're going to go back out. And we're going to go into the Advanced AI Image Designer. And I'm going to have to kind of. Now remember, when you're designing in Artistly, you don't have to worry about making your images private, but you will have to save your prompts for right now. They're working on that, and I think they'll fix it where it'll kind of be like the prompts will carry with the image into the media file or something to that effect, because they say they're working on that. But anyway, until then. So right here's the media library. And I'm going to see if I can find an image that, let's see. Um, I want to find the right image. I did a whole pack last week that, well, we can do this one. We can use this image, and I'm going to show you what you can actually do. So this is celebrate right here. So if you go into this text editor here, you have to select it. Okay, and then you're going to click on grab. Okay, so it grabbed this celebrate, and you see it changed the font that it's in, right? Okay, you can now click on that, and I'm going to show you something amazing. We're going to change it to happy birthday. Now I'm going to reduce it down, make it bigger again. Or I tell you what, you can even use your little, select it. There we go. We can even do it, make it bigger this way. Okay. So we're going to do it like this. This will just be a little bit faster. Okay. And then what we're going to do is change the font. We want something, let's do brush script. Okay. I'm going to kind of center that. Make it a little bit bigger again. And it's bolded, but if I want to make it not bold, I can do that too. So we're going to do it like that. And now you have a totally different, you've used that same image, but can you imagine? Okay, so this is how you can use this in your clip art packs. Okay, let's just say you want to do a clip art pack that's nothing but sayings for people to go along with. Let's just say you've created, I had bunnies, but so I could have, you're doing an Easter pack, and let's just say you want to use this background here. Number one, you could separate this and just save the background. Okay, so that's a piece of clip art somebody can add their own to, or use it as a something as a background. Okay, so that's one way you can use it. Okay, the next way that you can use it is obviously you can take that said celebrate. This says happy birthday. So you literally could take and do different sayings. So you could do happy Easter. You could just duplicate it and keep saving the different ones, and that gives you that many different things. Can you imagine at Christmas when you could do one cute little tag or something and then go in and change the message that you want it to say, like season's greetings, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, but still have the same little background or tag really quickly by grabbing it and changing. You could also change the fonts. So here we can select, and we can change that font now and change it to a different look. Let's just see what we can find. There's not a huge selection of fonts. I'm sure they'll probably add some new ones, but see, we changed it. So now all we have to do is export that as a PNG, and then we can remove the background just like we normally would do. So I'm going to go over here. That's not where I wanted to go, but anyway, I hit that by mistake. Okay, so we're going to go to my downloads, and there we go. Happy birthday. Isn't that so cool? That right there is almost worth the cost of the program to be able to work with text like that. So let me show you something else that we can do. So I'm going to go in and see if I can find something with some text, and we're going to do a little testing here just to see. So I'm going to go in my downloads, and I'm just going to see. That's a video. Let me pull in one of my recent packs that I just made. Aren't those flowers beautiful? Okay. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to go into Media Library, upload image. I do not know why. I'm not sure what I've done here. Let me try this again. Okay. Okay, so we're going to upload image. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to go into here and click this. And then let's see what we can do with that. I'm going to delete this one. Okay, there it is. Okay. So now I'm going to go into this and just see if we can. I'm not sure why I've got that where it's got everything highlighted, but anyway. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to select this. It has to be selected. Okay, and then it'll light up and say we can grab. So it's going to grab hopefully all of the text out of the image. Back to the sunflowers. Aren't they gorgeous? They were created using my playbook. Okay, so see, commercial use clip art, sunflower with I don't know, it didn't understand what that was. I think that was my logo, but we won't worry with my logo. Um Transparent. It didn't understand what they were, but it has still grabbed them. So we're going to try to grab again and see if it understands a little bit better. I'm just trying to show you what you can experiment with and how you could potentially, work with this. This is also going to be really neat for, let's just say you have an image and you decide you want to do an image that doesn't have the text in there at all. Then you could actually do that and create a different version of that. This is just my cover image for this particular clip art pack. So I'm not sure, this is just because it was easy and it was there. And it gives you an opportunity to see one of my beautiful clip art packs that I was able to create. Okay, so we're going to see. Since I clicked it by accident, we just let it run its course, and then you're going to see how it goes. But to me, the applications of being able to move something around or shift it, especially when you're making these images and it comes out and it has gobbledygook, but the image itself is awesome. Like maybe a a bottle of something or a little sign, but then the little cute little kid that's holding it is perfect. And you're like, ugh, the way it's laid out, you just can't you can't change the text the normal way by using the little magic eraser and everything. So, okay. So it actually, that time it kind of messed it up. It kind of took everything away. So we're going to start over. I'm sorry. I messed that up. Let's go back to the media library and let's delete this one and delete it. And we're going to delete this. One, two, and then, oh, and the other thing is that actually, even though you save them, these are all loose behind your thing. So that's kind of neat too. So let's try it again. I will try to not be in quite as big a hurry and do it right this time. Okay, we have to select our image and then grab. I'm just really excited about this particular feature. I did a bunny pack and I had all these cute little signs like it's Bunnyland and we had a bakery so I was able to make the little tag on the little bakery building, the little sign to say Bunnyland Bakery. Um I did a birthday pack and was able to do happy birthday, on a little sign and I mean there's just so many different things that you can use this with. It's pretty cool. It really is pretty cool. And to me, my brain cannot even wrap around the technology to be able to grab that text out like this does. So I'm very impressed with the feature. I haven't heard that that's available in any of the other like Midjourney and stuff like that. So I'd love for you to tell me if you use Midjourney and they have something similar where you can grab text out and change it and make it right. Let me know. I'd love to know if this is something that's available in other platforms that I just don't know about. Yeah, almost there. Yes. Okay. So that's better. So now it's kind of highlighted all of these things, and you can see that we can now move around these different things. Now, I'm not really going to do anything with it because it was fine the way it was, but like I said before, we can change and put change it around. We can type something different. Clip art, pack, we can change the size of it. There's just so many things we can do. And this actually, you can actually click over here and it'll highlight the different sections so you can then work with them. But like I said, if you just wanted to even just let's just see delete these items out, you could do that. And then you could add back in what you wanted to. Now the Strutter's Lane and the Elegance, I don't think it probably didn't. No, I get so used to dragging things off the screen for Canva until I have discovered that I try to do the same thing. And it doesn't do the same thing in this when you actually have to delete it. But anyway. Okay. So it actually didn't do this. So it didn't grab the Trotter's Lane probably the way I had it, but that's not a big problem either because you can do the object remover and you could remove that completely and then reset something in if you wanted to. So, but for most cases, it works really well. And The object remover works sometimes, and sometimes I have found that it doesn't. I'm sure it's part of the tweaking that they're doing, but I love the text grab. I don't know of anything like it, and I can see it just absolutely transforming our clip art products, to be able to have that flexibility to do that. So definitely leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about these new changes and how you plan on implementing them with what you do with digital products. And I'm just real excited. See how cool that is? Okay, so that is just really super cool. Super cool that we're able to do that. Okay, so thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this wonderful and information packed video. Check out all my links in the description. Be sure and subscribe if you haven't already. Um, Definitely leave me a comment. If you have something that you'd like to share with me. Right now, I'm able to respond to most of those. It may take me a little while because I'm in the US and, sometimes time zones, but I will try to. Oh, and YouTube has for now, for some reason, they're not sending me notifications. So I just have to go in and check to see if anybody's left a comment. I'm not sure whether that's just sort of a glitch or what's going on right now with that. It used to be they would always send me and I could run in and, answer the comment or comment back or whatever. But anyway, that's not a super big deal because I do check it daily. So, there might be a little bit of a delay, but thanks for watching and happy creating. I'll see you next time.